Hello, we're doing a ScrawlrBox. I do have Doctor Who in the background. Such a great TV series. But this is the ScrawlrBox. And let's see what's inside. This is 110, I think, just because it might be a bit mixed. Yeah, 110. Yay! They're nice bright colours. Right, shall we see the featured artist? Oh, I feel like pencils and watercolour maybe. Do you know what? That looks gorgeous, by the way. Can't wait to find out who did that, and that's just cute. There is paper. But let's get on to the supplies. There's bright colours. Then you've also got the more subdued colours. Oh, right, okay, so I think we have watercolour paints. First, this is the sticker. I always love the stickers. They're so nice because it's just sometimes like this one, it's just a tidbit of the featured artist's work, and I just like it. They're just so cute. There's a sticker. We have two pencils, a red and a blue, made from Germany. Different. I don't like it when they do this. It's not obviously ScrawlrBox, it's this company, but look at that. It's the same pencil, however, it's been done differently. So the Germany's different, they're back to front. Oh, so this blue is called light cobalt, and the red is called light carmine. We have a paintbrush, a number 8 and good paintbrush. Ooh, I do love a good paintbrush. Number 3. Wow, that's different. You can see inside there. It's not normally like that. That's actually opaque. You can see inside, and you can actually see the very thin. That's cool. Oh my, I shouldn't. I feel like I'm gonna take it apart just to find out how does it look inside, but I don't want to do that because obviously I'll ruin the pen. But this is a 0.3 fine liner. The Sweet is an Eclair, a Watercolour, and these are the main things. Realbrush Pro, Karin. So these might be, oh, there's 3. There's 3. Oh, she did not make that with these. That's crazy. Oh, you know what? I'll have to find out the tricks and twicks and stuff. Oh, it's actually liquid. You can actually see the liquid, especially in the red and yellow. Can't really on the blue, but that's amazing. So we have 3 colours, the 3 main colours there, which is blue, yellow and orange. Now that we've done that, I know what's inside. Let's actually get onto the featured artist and who she is. Right, okay, well, who they are. Just assuming that it's a female. I don't know why. It is a female. So there's the work. It's gorgeous, that work. Like, I'm actually quite surprised that she was able to make them colours. So you must be able to mix the colours up somehow, which is cool, but wow. Oh, it's so cute. So she's called Kat with a love heart. So my name is Catalina, but I go by Kat online. I've been a professional artist since 2023, consistently sharing my art online since 2019. I love experimenting with colours and shape, and my style has evolved around these elements over the years. While I'm best known for my animal illustrations, I also enjoy painting portraits, backgrounds and organic subjects. Watercolour is my favourite medium, but I consider myself a mixed media artist because I love combining pencils, markers, gouache, liners and much more. Digital art is super fun for me too, and I like to give it a traditional feel. I'm 24 years old and my goal is to become a freelancer, run my own online store and share videos of my art with people around the world, as that's also my passion. I'd love for you to join me on this journey. So we also have her Instagram, TikTok and YouTube, which I will post down below. But that's just so yo. Right, so we've gone through that. This is the paper, 10 sheets watercolour acid-free paper. I always love, I cannot say enough how much I love that they add the paper. I must say it in every video, so I should probably stop saying it. Might start getting annoying, but yes, I just love the paper. Now, the scroll is seen 110. Oh, they didn't leave anything out this time. Nothing's greyed. So, so they're brushed. Why didn't I look inside? I just assumed that they was brushed, to be honest. So, but they are brushed. Oh, that looks gorgeous. It looks like it shines on the nib. Oh, that's so soft. so soft. Hopefully I don't break it. I won't, but yet. So the colours, you must be able to use water into it. So there's the artist, and look at that. Look, all these are cute. So cute. I love that. I love all of them for different reasons, actually. Oh, yay. So here's the scroller tips. I love this because when you have mediums like this, where you just assume that it's just a marker, they also are like, no, you can actually use, you know, water in it with it. You know, swatching, we can blend, add the pencil into it, wet on wet techniques, watercolor techniques, and just mark making and stuff, paintbrush and stuff. Ooh, deep dive. Again, I like doing this because even though it gives you a little taste of how to use these in an actual art piece related kind of theme. We're gonna do circle and mark making. There is a full tutorial, but I'll do it. I will be the tutorial for you guys. Drawer advice. So I will go through, I'll go through each one and I'll read that in my own time, and then I'll be able to do it in real time in my sketchbook with you. And I'll do the same there. This one, yes. So that's behind the artwork. Oh, so she began with a digital sketch with this one. Oh, frogs come naturally to me and I love playing with their colours and big eyes. Yeah, that's cute. Fun fact, I also started over, I also almost started over after the first layer because I wasn't happy with it, but I persisted and realised that adding details was super easy and could refine the illustration like I wanted with the concentrated markers and coloured pencils. In the end, I was really happy and impressed with the results. I'm glad that she didn't didn't decide I'm gonna get rid of it, because there's such a nice, it's a nice artwork. Oh, this is, oh my god, I was moving, no, straight away. These are really nice. Oh yeah, because that was Manga Maidens. Yes, Manga Maidens. This one was Manga Maidens. I did a self-portrait if you want to go see it. I liked it. I like these. I love these. Oh, so someone's done My Hero Academia, they've done Sailor Moon. Oh, that one's really nice as well. Oh, that is so cute. Now let's go on to the top three. Oh, they're nice. So these are the top three. Ooh, very nice. That one, as without the colour, it looks a bit creepy, but with the colour, I don't know, it makes sense. It's nice. That's nice, and I don't know, like I know it's not flat because they've added shades in around the face and stuff, but it just doesn't look like, it doesn't look streaky, that's what I'm trying to say. It looks really nice. However, the others don't look streaky either, so I don't know what I'm talking about. And do you know what, with this one, I'm really happy that the white liner worked for me. It was the only white liner that I've ever gotten that actually works for me. Oh, Scrawler Showcase. So this, another scroller. So time to get to know one of your lovely scrollers. This scroller is super active in the community as well as being incredibly talented. Her drawings always blow us away no matter the supply we send her way. Everyone say hello to Helen Jones. Grab a cuppa and get comfy so we can get to know the creative side of Helen. So there's her work, and I totally agree, like that's gorgeous. These actually look like real pictures, kind of like that. Look at that bird, and that, you know what, the one that jumped up to me was this, because I felt like that looks well lifelike, and then as you kind of like look up, you're like, oh my, they all look lifelike. They all look amazing. That cat's gorgeous. That must have been with the black paper. Nah, because I don't remember. It must have been a different one, but that one's gorgeous. I always love a good owl. Obviously, she has done landscapes, because there's one there and one there. Which again, look at that. The sky it looks on point. Like wow. Oh, but there she is. I honestly, here's her Instagram. I was just gonna say I don't know where her things are, but follow Helen on Instagram, so I will also put her in the description below, because that's just look at this. There's also like a little Q&A. Oh, so she said one of the questions was only one supply for the rest of your life, what would it be? She put my soft pastels, at which point my essential kit expands considerably. I used to love art at school, but had to focus on sciences for my career, so apart from the occasional watercolour or pencil sketch, I did little art for years and only really returned to art about 5 years ago. It was a gift of some soft pastels that triggered this, and I fell in love instantly. And this is probably my favourite art medium when I have the time, but it is rather time consuming to produce each piece. Oh, but that's true. Like I did a dragon with pastels. Wow, the end result, like I'm sure these two are pastels, but I could be wrong. Very be wrong. And then the challenge is land and water. Land and water. So I will look up land and water, and I will actually have that as a board over on my Pinterest, which will be in my link tree. So go check that out if you want to do some drawings alongside me. Let's go get my sketchbook and actually test out what's inside. Right. So this is, oh, that's nice. This is 0.3. I don't know what they've done, but it just feels different. Like I don't know, I just saw something recent like that. I just wanted to retry it. They did it with colours though, so it might be better with colours. That just feels different. It feels nice. Oh, do you know what? That just looks nice. I can't wait. Right, this is... so cute. That's about it. That's the red, like the reddy pink. Then this is light cobalt. Let's see what. Yeah. Now we're on to these. Now, does it have the color? This is called Canary Realbrush Pro Canary 166. Oh, that is so 166. It's just so gentle. Oh, so soft, sorry. That was just soft. Then we have Orange Red 051. 051. Red. Just look at that. And last but not least, we have Turquoise, which is 654. 3, 2, 1. I don't know how to spell turquoise. They're the colours. Oh my, it has like individual bushes. That's why it's so soft. Each one is an individual strand. Wow. Oh, so this is what we have. Oh, and it's called Land and Water. Oh, trust me to do that, right? I've just read, watch out, it stains your hands. Should have known. Do you know what? I want to add water to the markers, these pens, and to the pencil to see if pencil thing is. I've already got it ready. Let's try it. A little bit of water, a bit more than that. I think I just... Oh, that one's a lot more. Can even water it down even more. That is cool. Did I? Yes, I did. I thought I didn't put the lid on. It's so liquidy. Like, you really do get pigment on the page. So no, this doesn't act. The pencils don't really activate with water, and they're not supposed to. I have a little bit, but it's not. That's not gonna move, which is good, I suppose. At least then I can try and use that for some sort of line art, like she's done in the frog piece. See, she's used a fine liner for the eyes, just make the eyes black. But the normal, just the frog outline is actually using the blue and the red on top of each other. Let's blend them together. I want to blend the yellow and the blue together. Touch tips. Oh, this is the touch tips. So touch tips of 2 markers for a seamless transition. So I'm scared to do this because the yellow, but you're supposed to be able to do it, so let's do it. Right, okay, so all you need to do is just touch tips, and there you can see together, blend, and then wipe it off, and then it's done. Now I as well would go back on that and try and do it a bit more, but you can do it that way. Let's actually write that down. Let's actually write touching tips, because they have 3 different ways. So the next one is wet brush. Apply 2 colours to the page with a slight gap and use a wet brush to merge the colours together. Yes. Now I want to do that with this. And let's do blue. Get a wet brush. Start on the red side. I lifted up the orange a bit too much, so... Oh, it really does eat it. That really eats it. This is wet brush technique. And number 3. Got distracted watching Doctor Who. Okay, so for a dry brush, apply your colours to the page, overlapping them slightly, and while the ink is still wet, use your dry brush to work the colours into each other. Now I've tried so yellow and red. Now you need to do this while everything is still wet. So I'm gonna so they're the 3 different ways you can do it. I think I prefer the dry brush technique and the touching tip. That one with the wet brush, it just, it lifted the paper up, so then you have bits of paper on your page. Now let's layer it on. This I'm doing so we can layer them on top of each other. You have to wait until they've dried and then you can add them on top. Pencil it in. So add this, I'm going to add the pencil colours on. I'm dry. So that is, this one I'm going to layer on the markers on top of each other. This one I'm going to layer the pencils on top. So the harder you press, the more ink comes out. So switch up the angle. Mark making with the pencils. And now last but not least, oh, so you can actually like now. Oh, wet and wet. You have got that. So let's try the wet and wet. Now, land and water. I'm going to actually, before I do the deep dive, I'm going to look up some pins for land and water and land and water. Right, I do have this palette so I can mix up colours because I totally forgot about doing that. Like, I did and didn't at the same time. So let's do that. So first off, there, yellow. I don't know how she was able to get that green so green. Did she layer them on? Yeah, but I did that and so let's try the red with the blue. That had a bit of yellow on it. That's all we need. And then last but not least, I want to put the yellow down first actually. You know what? It's easier to mix it in with the brush on there. That's how she did the blue, the green. Let's try that again, but with the, I'm going to put the blue on the palette. I'm going to get the red, mix it in. Yellow. Just makes that colour a little bit lighter, but if I do it with the yellow, right. So I'm going to do that. I have gone over on my Pinterest and done some pins on that. But let's do the deep dive and then we'll do some sketching. And I'll look at some of the things I want to do. Shall we just do the deep dive? Yeah, but that's there. Right, we'll use the colours in this palette already. And next we'll use this colour. I'm not just doing circles, I'm doing just shapes in general so I can get a feel of this angled brush. I honestly don't know what I'm doing, I'm just making marks. But that's kind of what you do anyway with that, don't you? You just play along. Oh. That was my parcel from Amazon. I've got just to let you know, just in case you want to be nosy, I've got a screen protector for my tablet because that's broken obviously. And let me catch my breath. Whew. I'm really excited for this next one. And I have the grids, I have my white grids for when I go to an artist alley and do an anime con. I'm really happy about that, to be honest. Like, it's going to be my first artist alley and I'm just so excited. A little bit nervous but excited because I just have social issues. But I have the crates that everyone gets, you know, them white wire, them black and white wire thingies. I have them. It was on deal on Amazon, so I thought, why not while they're on a deal. So I'm gonna check them out after I've done a few more shapes, squiggles. I want to do a triangle, but I need to sort. There we go, there's my triangle. I just wasn't holding the brush right. For some reason it just was not computing in my head how to hold a brush. Well, how to hold an angled brush. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let that dry because I feel like that's done good enough. And then I'm going to add water to the page and do that sort of technique on the page. So I'm gonna check out my crates and my screen protector while that dries. It's not much. It's so I don't have to be, it's not going to take long, but still I'd rather let it dry before I add the wet on wet technique, and then we can do that. Yeah, it works, it's all fine. I'm just so happy that that's done. Yeah, but yes, I cannot wait. Oh, right, now wet on wet. Now that's dried. Go there. Just another one. Really gonna drown that one. Yes, there it goes. Right, it works better if you put on a lot more water than what I was initially doing. Haha, that looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Now I'm gonna do another one here, right over this, and then that's where I'm gonna add blue, but I'm gonna add this pink here, well, red, and then one more yellow and red, and I'm gonna let that dry. That's dried. I'm gonna use this as straight pigment to make lines and some patterns. Right, so I'm gonna start with, and we're just gonna, I like, let's use the others as well, and I'll just go back and forth. Tiny, tiny, tiny lines. And then yellow. I don't know where I'm going. It's obviously not that, but it's still shapes and layering, so I'm counting it. Where is the ScrawlrBox gone? You know where the box is? Oh, it's right here, right next to it. Because of these pencils. I wanted to try and do a wiggly line, but just based on lines. I've not tried that yet. I've not tried colouring them and then having, so let's do that. I'm going to use this as well and colour something in here. And then let's... That's not the way I wanted that to go. Do you know what? I'm going to actually get the paper and I'm just going to play around with the paper and see where it takes me, because I want to do something but I just don't know what. That looks really nice. Oh, oh. I decided to just to quickly do the voiceover here because I don't say much after this, or if I do, it's I think it's boring. So here I am. Anyway, I chose this picture from my Pinterest. It's do you know what? It's a short one because it's like a square kind of drawing, and so I just drew the shapes and the outlines of where everything was supposed to be and got onto it. Anyway, if you do want to see what I'm drawing, or if you want to draw
along with me, then go check out my Pinterest. I'm pretty sure the Pinterest board for this is land and water. But yeah. Yeah. Sorry. But basically, I draw when doing this sort of thing, you just draw out what you see, all the shapes, and then you refine those shapes. And I decided when doing this, I saw that I was using just the middle of the page, and it wasn't really going anywhere else. So I decided to use one of my tricks that I've learned from the Inktober challenge, but instead of going upwards the stripes, washi tape, making a border, instead of going portrait upwards, I decided to do landscape, so it goes outwards. And do you know what, in the end it does look quite nice, because it instead of elongates the piece, it shortens the piece, and it elongates it in a different way and shortens it in a different way. So it was fun to watch. So yes, and after actually doing the piece, the drawing, I decided to rub out the lines, because with these markers you can really see the underline, and because I'm using it like a watercolor paint, I'm using these markers because I thought these were alcohol markers. They're not, because you can add water to them, so there's some sort of water marker that you're able to kind of paint with, which is cool, because you don't really see much of these. So I kind of just used the colors themselves to add the first layer and just layer on top again and again and again. So I started with that blue and just did where the water is, and you can't see this female, but I surmise that she would be a mermaid. So later on you actually see, I do kind of try and make it so you can see her body underneath it, but not really. She's just some sort of like reflection-y-ish. But because with these you needed to mix them, so I added a bit of the yellow to the blue, added a water, and I got a green, so I'm able to do the wash of the green for the lily pads and stuff. And it just went back and forth. I don't know, this is literally just like one of them ones where you'd layer on top of each other and you hope for the best. You do have to let them dry, because I didn't want the blue to fade into the green or the green to fade into the blue. Actually, it was mostly the green into the blue, because you could probably add more green to the lily pads, but you can't take away green from the water, if you know what I mean. So yeah, this brush was great because it's like angled ish. Yeah, it's angled, so you can actually have a nice broad line, but you can also have a nice teeny tiny, crisp line, which I thought was really cool. I added the red to the mermaid's hair. I do you know what, it reminded me a little bit like Ariel from The Little Mermaid, and I really didn't want her to have blonde, not really blonde, I didn't want her to have yellow hair, is what I'm trying to say. Not because of anything, I just thought that she would be better to have yellow skin over yellow hair. That's how I thought. Anyway, another tip that I utilized so much with these markers was touching the tips. So basically, I got my yellow, and this is why you see me. I get the yellow on the bottom, and then the blue, I touched the tips on the top and let the blue ink fade into the yellow ink, and then you're able to get this lovely fade, and it was able to make this dark green turn into this yellow and lighter color, and it was amazing. And seriously, if you get these markers, or have any type of markers like this, like alcohol markers are great like this as well, so if you do alcohol markers, any type of marker, try that technique out. It's so cool, and it kind of like, I really carried it through with this one, because I did it with the red. So I did the red tip with a yellow. I know, oh no, was it, no, it was the yellow onto the red onto the yellow. Yeah, so then it was like a dark red, and it slowly went into the yellow. That's what I mean. So try and do the lighter color going into the darker color. So you have the yellow. Right, stop. You have the yellow marker, and then you add whatever colour onto that marker, so then it slowly gets lighter. And then you can always, you know, use a separate piece of paper and wash it off, so then you're able to use just the yellow again. So it was cool. And then I went back onto the mermaid and added more colour to her, because as it slowly went on, the colours slowly got darker and darker as it went on, so I had to keep on adding to the blue pond as well. So that's why I keep on layering on top of that. So once the lily pods get a little bit too poppy, you need to then add it to the pond water, so then it doesn't look out of place. And I just went back and forth with these layers, and then near the end, I really just started to add a load of water and drench the page, and it just worked out in my favour. I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing, but it just worked for me, and I don't know how to explain it, because if it was normally like that, it would have just drenched it all out, and you don't know where it would have gone. But first, before I did that, I did add the pencil, and I added the dark blue to try and darken up the lily pads, and then I added the pink to the mermaid. I also added that pink to the mermaid to her skin, so it was darkened and in some places. But that's what I did. I added a marker at this point. Where I am right now, I'm trying to add a little bit of red underneath so you can still see her. I don't know, like, I added red to kind of like her hair was around her, but maybe she's gradient, so her face when she gets out of the water is yellow, but when she's underneath it's red. All her tail is red, and that's why the full water was red and not a yellow colour, because I thought if it was yellow it would turn green, and then the lily pad, there would be no distinction between the lily pad and the water and stuff, and that's why I decided to go with the red. But right now it's really pale and faded, and it just slowly gets darker, and I'm really happy with it. Basically I use that marker directly onto the page, and then I add water straight onto it and fade out. And I just I don't know how I did it, it just worked, and I hope that I explained it as best I could just then without confusing you. But yeah, and that's pretty much it. I just darken up, I add yellow to the skin of the mermaid, I use the pencils back and forth, and yeah, that's it. That phone there annoyed me because it kept on falling on top of my piece. I'm glad that it wasn't like any sort of paint, because that screen would have just been covered with paint. Oh my. But yeah, has that ever happened to you? Has your screen on your phone or whatever, you've been doing something and it just falls on the artwork? Do you know what it's like when you're sat in bed or sat on the settee and your phone is up and it just smashes right into your face? Oh, that's how I felt like. It was just kept on smashing into my face. It kept on smashing into my work. I was literally like, are you serious? Just stand, please. And you just had to have a nice brew. If you have, I'm British, you have to have a lovely, good cup of tea, especially when doing art. I'm watching Doctor Who at this point as well, so I'm watching Doctor Who, I'm watching Doctor Who, I'm doing my art, and I'm having a nice brew, and that's all I needed in that moment. That's the only thing that really calms me down, and I enjoy this. This is just nice. But yeah, I'm done. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please, say in the comments that you liked it. If you liked the tips that I gave you in this video, please again say, do you know what? I like it when you try and explain things, or do you know what? You need to try and slow down and try and explain things a little bit better because you're just confusing. That's fine too. But that's it. I hope that you liked this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Pinterest, which I have boards on nearly enough everything. And I hope that you have a lovely, wonderful day filled with creativity. And bye.
I finished. Finished. Let's take this off. Yes, finished. Oh. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Nice. Do you want to roll it? Roll it between your fingers with your hands. Again, yeah. Hopefully this doesn't rip up that felt. Wow, that felt thingy, hopefully. Oh, 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 oh. Nice. Roll. And then we put it there. Put it there. Yay. High five. High five. Yeah. Roll. Roll, roll. Roll, roll. And then pop in there.